That morning, almost no one wanted to look. It was easier to laugh, easier to pretend it wasn't their problem. In the middle of the market, an animal with almost no strength was being dragged like it was already gone. A twisted leg, a body too thin, and every breath looked painful. People saw it, but kept walking. Neri saw it and stopped. Not because he hesitated, but because he already knew the cost of that decision. In his pocket was all the money he had for the month: medicine, gas, food, everything he needed to keep going. Still, he knelt down, looked at the animal up close. There was still life there, barely, but it was there. He pulled out the envelope, counted the money slowly, and handed it over. No argument, no hesitation. He cut the rope, and when he touched the animal, he felt the cold go straight through his hand. On the way home, he held the puppy close to his chest, trying to protect what little warmth was left. The wind cut hard, the fog rolled in, and every step felt heavier than the last. When he got home, he lit the stove and made a bed near the heat. That's where the real fight began. The next day, the vet didn't sugarcoat it. Broken leg, malnutrition, infection, very little chance. Neri listened and said nothing. But that night, he didn't sleep. And neither did the nights after. He stayed, he cleaned the wounds, changed the bandages, fed him little by little, waited, kept going. On the third day, the puppy opened its eyes and looked at him. And that was enough. Because sometimes hope starts small, almost invisible. Days passed, no miracle, just persistence. By the second week, the puppy could support itself. By the third, it stood up, weak, shaky, but standing. Neri smiled and gave him a name, Bravo, because he didn't give up, because he stayed. That's when Clara arrived, a small backpack, very few words, too much silence for a child her age. The first days, she barely spoke, didn't trust, didn't get close, but Bravo did, slowly, carefully. He just rested his head on her legs and stayed there. Clara hesitated, but she didn't pull away, and something inside her started to shift. Little by little, she talked more, laughed again, slept better. Neri watched quietly. He knew some wounds don't heal with words. Over time, the three of them found a rhythm, simple, quiet, alive. Bravo ran again. Clara smiled again, and the old man finally slept in peace. It felt like the worst was over, but it wasn't. The temperature dropped fast. That night, Clara was different. When he touched her forehead, he knew. High fever. Too high. Hours later, worse. 3 in the morning, short breaths, weak. The doctor was clear. 2 hours. She needed medicine, now. The pharmacy was too far. The road was blocked. The snow was deep. Neri stood still, thinking, calculating. And then he understood. There was no easy choice, only one. He layered his clothes, grabbed the flashlight, looked at the dog, and stepped into the storm. The snow erased everything. The light barely showed the path. At first, he knew the way. Then he didn't. By the second mile, he was lost. By the fourth, he fell. And for a moment, he couldn't get up. The cold wasn't discomfort anymore. It was danger, real danger. But Bravo came back, pressed against him, and helped him up. They kept going, each step harder than the last. His body was failing, but the dog wasn't. Then Bravo stopped, completely still. Neri raised the light and saw them. Eyes, 3 pairs, wild dogs, hungry. He stepped back and felt the ground give behind his heel. A drop. In front of him, teeth, Behind him, a fall. No way out. But Bravo stepped forward, placed himself between Neri and the pack. No barking, no panic, just steady. The others hesitated. The leader watched and turned away. One by one, they disappeared into the snow. Bravo waited, then led the way forward. That's when it became clear. The animal that was once saved was now the one saving him. When the pharmacy came into view, it didn't feel real, but it was there. He got the medicine and turned back. The storm was easing. Just a little, but enough. When he got home, Clara was still breathing, weak but alive. He gave her the medicine and waited. Bravo stayed close until the fever finally started to drop and everything changed. In the morning light, Neri noticed something. Behind Bravo's ear, a mark, a white crescent, just like a dog he had loved years ago. He said nothing, just rested his hand on Bravo's head and understood. Some things come back. Days later, the sun returned. Clara sat outside, color back in her face, Bravo at her feet. She asked why he saved him that day. Neri looked at the mountains and answered quietly, "Because someone once saved me, and I owed that back." Kindness doesn't disappear. It waits.